205-pound grapplers in the world. A lot of notable wins over some big names, including Nicky Rod.
And his opponent, the systematic industry
He's a Pan Am double gold. Under 99 kilogram invite for ADCCs. Josiah I don't know too much about. I have heard that he's a really good grappler. But you know, El Monstro, you know, his name speaks for himself. I mean, the guy's phenomenal. So we will see exactly what happens here.
No, I said something.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen because a lot of these young folk, they don't know about the old school metal. What's that? They need to know, but somebody has to point them in that direction.
Well,
Beautiful. Oh, that was a nice little foot sweep to a ball kick.
I'm going shirtless on this one. No balls in the ball. No shirt on. No shoes, no service.
Elder has a very, very good collar tie to that trip. You gotta love to see it, some good grappling for sure. Good wrestling from stand-up position. Elder pulling on that. He's pulling him in with that collar tie, just looking for that trip.
See you folks at 8.
Yep. We have our color commentator, Jay Romuto. He is making his way back after coaching. So I'm going to go back to my old position, patch the torch.
Yep.
And we are back.
Are we though?
We are back. El Monstro.
That was nice, Chino. That was nice. I feel like me and you were a good team.
Absolutely.
Not
Elder Cruz.
Beautiful snatch single.
Josiah Harrell.
And now this is where it gets really bad. It's El Monstro in side control. And that weight pressure on top, he knows how to handle it.
Josiah, one of the smaller ones in the division as well.
Probably one of the smallest, I would say.
Bronze medalist at Nogi Worlds, Harrell, out of Grove City, BJJ.
So, you just said bronze medal, that made me think of a stupid question. Is there a jiu-jitsu, like, Olympic part of it?
It's
Not
like
yet.
ADCC.
ADCC is like our Olympics, kind of, but it's not in the Olympics. But we do have a big event called ADCC. It's actually next month, and Elder's an invite.
Beautiful single leg to the rim pipe. Now outside.
And look at the outside heel attempt. Nice roll through here from Harrell. Almost had it. He made Elder really work to hold on to that
Very
ankle.
nice. That's good. You got to see the love of competition.
Yeah.
I love that scrap. Young lion versus the older lion.
El Monstro.
She's had the old line, now she wants
The young line. That's a Step Brothers line if I ever heard.
Nice little snap swing single, even though he didn't land the swing. So it was just a good movement by El Monstro's part.
El Monstro, Mercy grips here, holding it center of the mat. Underhook here. Turns it to a front head, trying to snap down here. Nice duck by Harrell, but man, Cruz just lets his body move forward and he'll end up.
Cruz just too much, too big, too strong. It was a great duck attempt by Harrell, but
Really trying to move the head of the checkmate competitor, Elder Cruz. Harrell from that bottom position will get himself back to a half guard. Just over 6 minutes remaining here. Winner gonna move on to the quarterfinal round to face either Ryan Aiken or Mike Lugo. Top half of this bracket, we're gonna see Devontae Johnson taking on Quentin Rosenvig. Pass again here from El Monstro. Sits that hip, just really drives the pressure in with that shoulder into the head. Trying to work that inside.
it's hard to grab them. They're fucking good. I told Adam minutes ago, play some fucking Pantera. You know, until the DJ plays Pantera, I'm gonna pick that.
What if he's doing the opposite of everything you asked? I'm going to play the exact opposite of what
They
he
probably
asked.
don't even have that. They probably don't even have it on their list. The fucking name of the album is Cowboys from Hell. Like, who named it Hell?
I have that actually.
Oh, moves the turtle, locks up the Darce.
Locks
Falls
the
to his
Darce.
side here. Let's see if he can finish. You see him walking towards side. Harrell's in a decent position to try to extend his arms. El Monstro resets him over to Turtle. Trying to scoot under to get to a leg is Harrell. But
He's not going to elevate El Monstro. He's too big.
dude, El Monstro's hips are just so heavy.
Yeah. So far, I'd say he probably, other than like Dan Martinez's match, his hips and how tight he is to his opponent, you can see. I mean, it's smothered. You know, and you know, Harrell's a good competitor, but having this guy on top, he's definitely not good.
Heavy shoulder pressure from the half-guarded position
He can push the mountain anytime he wants.
for Cruz.
Yeah,
Harrell, oh man, steps over to the mount.
And he steps to mount here.
Oh, immediately has that. Good job of Harrell getting the arms back down, getting his elbows back down, trying this kipping escape here.
I'd like to see him be a little bit patient here. Just you got enough time. Be a little patient. Maybe there you go. If he can just come underneath those elbows and lift the elbow versus push.
And I feel like Harrell knows that. That's why he's doing such a good job of hiding his elbows.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Do you think that he can get the handle these?
He might be able to if he fights for it. Half guarded still on top for Cruz. Harrell just flattened out.
Again, with the pressure, the shoulder pressure, he can also mount him anytime he wants again, if he wants. I mean, you can just see the amount of pressure on top of Harrell. He's just like basically surviving and using all of the strength just to frame.
So I didn't see the first couple minutes of the match, Gino. Did Harrell, could this be considered a mollywomp, you think? Or was Harrell a bit more active in the beginning of the match?
No, it was more or less wrestling, back and forth. So I definitely would not consider it.
Back to center here. Mercy grips.
See if Monster goes back to that collar tie to foot sweep. That Mako.
3 minutes.
There's that collar tie. He's going to start to pull him in.
And you know what? What's a little different about El Monstro today is he normally does that pawing to the head where he really focuses on pulling your head forward.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And he this right here, this is what I'm talking about. And there he goes. As soon as he does it, he's on a snatch on the guillotine. Hands are connected.
Choke. Oh.
Yeah, Harrell, very good defense, rolls to his side.
Harrell knows he's in trouble and rolls.
El Monstro relentless on the passing attempts here, but Harrell does a good job getting his butterflies back in. Out of the loop like you haven't trained in a couple weeks.
I gotta go to the gym, but I'm not trying to get anything yet.
No, it ain't gonna happen. You gotta beat Caleb Brown first. Good pass. Good pass.
Almost
Really
there,
good
dude.
pass
Look,
by Monstro.
Harrell staying on his side, trying to get knee elbow connection, but El Monstro, good job of separating,
Beautiful.
stepping over the mount.
Oh, that was just
He immediately tried to get that arm over top of the shoulder too, and good job again of Harrell with awareness, getting his elbows to a much safer position.
Now again, there you go. Now you see Elder. He's trying to lift that elbow from the bottom. Now if he could just slide that knee with that, obviously Harrell, he knows he's in that bad position, so he's doing everything in his power to force his elbow down to his knees.
Heavy mount here. We got just over a minute remaining. Again, winner of this will move on to the quarterfinals, bottom half of the right side bracket, to take on the winner of Ryan Ake and Mike Lugo that we got coming up next.
Now with such little time left, I wonder, does Elder try, to go to S mount, maybe try to triangle him, see the attacking arm, or does he keep going for that smother?
And what's making it difficult is his ability to actually. What's making it difficult is his ability to, what do you call it? Like Harrell just keeps bringing his elbows inside, like he's making everything more difficult for
He's
Cruz.
stingy.
Yeah.
Stingy. He's not giving him anything to take. He's definitely very, very stingy. Credit to him being an avid competitor. But Elder is just relentless on top. The attack, the smothering.
Yeah. Yeah, so the beginning of the match for Josiah is going to save him from a mollywomp.
Yeah.
And listen, I really am one that believes that mollywomp rule is something that's needed, because there are situations where you come in and it's just 100% domination from one side. But 100 and it's going to go to overtime here. But Harrell did enough in the beginning to earn himself an overtime bid against Monstro. Now, let's see where this goes. Now, if you're Harrell, you going to take the back, or are you going to try to go something arm? Now, what's funny is the more EBI I've been watching lately, do you notice that more people are going arm?
I have seen that.
Right?
As of late, I have seen that. I'm not sure.
I think it's because there's ways to triangles easier, and triangles are going to gain time.
I think it has to do with the old transition fades, because you're not necessarily seeing the finish of the arm bars, but you're seeing that they can transition from one submission to the next, which keeps EBI overtime rules alive. So yeah, I guess that could be a reason, but I'm always going to take that.
Harrell will start from the back of a Monstro, right?
Yeah,
always, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And if I got to go in for the victory at the end, I'm definitely going to take it.
The thing is there is a huge size discrepancy that we can visually see between the two. I'm very impressed with Harrell's toughness. He's very tough, very resilient. Monstro's almost out right here,
and Harrell's just in a situation where he's basically hugging his hips, hugging his upper body, and just trying to see how much time he can accrue.
Yep. So let's see what we got.
There was no threat.
Monstro's out. What do we got?
25 seconds ride time for Harrell.
This I feel is where we're going to see El Monstro dominate.
Body triangles off, immediate threat.
Triangle.
Look at that,
And
just
he's
maul
trying
in the
to rip
face.
his face right off.
He's underneath.
He's under that chin.
Yeah, even if he went palm to palm here, yeah, this is rough. El Monstro, Elder Cruz going to move into the quarterfinals to face the winner of our next bout, Ryan Aiken and Mike Lugo. But checkmates, Elder Cruz, your winner by submission in overtime.
I'm actually very, very impressed with Harrell's defense.